Okay. Fire away.
Steven, feeling a lot better. Got some rehab on it. Back to 100% now, so doing well pretty well.
Steven, how much did you all just need a weekend off to kind of mentally take some rest and regroup a little bit?
I think we needed a lot. Definitely just to get everybody back healthy, get all the little nicks and things out of our bodies, and just to get a little chance to relax. But now it's great to get back to practice yesterday and today. Got some great work in, so he's back at it.
What's kind of the toughest thing you had to learn through the first 4 games you started?
Patience. Letting the game come to me, I guess. And just not try to do everything and just get the ball to playmakers. That's probably the biggest thing.
Coach Stoops said that after the Alabama game, there's probably a couple times you might be hearing footsteps. Was that the case at all against Vanderbilt?
Possibly. I know I was really jumpy with my feet, trying to move everywhere. And going back watching the film, there wasn't that much pressure for me to be running around like I was. So yeah, I think that was probably the case.
Are you tucking and running too soon sometimes? It seemed like Coach Henshaw was sort of saying that that's sort of a security blanket maybe for you, or is that something you see too?
I do. Going back and watching the film, there are some times where I get to my first, second, and third read, and then maybe I'm not checking the ball down. I'll look, go through my reads and my progressions, but I'll just take off. I won't check the ball down to the running back who's wide open. And I'll get maybe 3 or 4 yards, but get it down to a running back and he'll get 10, 20. So that's one thing we were working on for sure at practice here.
You're back there with them too. I'm wondering why you think the running game has had so much success this year. What components of it?
I mean, just the offensive line and just the receivers blocking as well. Our offensive line doing a great job getting it started, and then our perimeter blocking with our receivers is excellent. Once our running backs get past the line, they're able to make moves off of our receivers, getting them down the field 20, 30, 40 yards. So I think that's one big component to that.
What do you have to do this week to be successful against Mississippi State?
Just no mistakes. Just be able to control the ball, no interceptions, no fumbles, just being able to hold on to the ball and just move the ball down the field. I think that's our biggest thing this week.
How frustrating is that turnovers? When you feel like you got it tucked and a guy comes in from behind and pops it loose?
I mean, it's extremely frustrating, especially for the last game that we had. Coming out of halftime, we had a fumble, and then the first drive and the second drive, an interception. That's 2 big things you cannot do. Coming out of halftime and having a game is 2 turnovers like that. So I think that's one thing we definitely need to focus on this week, just controlling the ball.
What do you see from Mississippi State on defense?
They're a great defense, a really phenomenal defense. Their record doesn't show exactly how good they are. Like I said, we just got to be able to control the ball, move the ball down the field with no mistakes.
Steven, what does it say to you on a day when you all are at home watching football, the division gets shaken up a little bit, and you all are kind of right in the thick of it right now?
I mean, it was really a shock to me watching all those games this weekend and different teams losing and all that. So I mean, it benefits us obviously. We just have to go out and execute and win games.
Does it feel like Saturday night's a big game? SEC Nation's coming to town. Does it feel like that big game atmosphere?
It does in a way, I guess. I mean, it's kind of cool to have the SEC Nation and those guys coming up here. But I mean, it's just another game to play like it is.
You did see you watch some football over the weekend?
Yeah, I did.
How much benefit was that to you? To watching some of it? Did it benefit you at all?
I think it did. Just being able to see the different opponents that we have coming up on our schedule, seeing how they play, just having the time to relax and sit back and just watch the game instead of preparing like we were.
Watch the quarterbacks and see some of the quarterbacks, see what they were doing.
And just seeing what some of the offense are doing against some of the teams that we're about to play these next few weeks. See what they do well, what they're not doing so well in.
Scouting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you actually take notes, or do you just notice it?
I don't take notes, but I mean, I'm a student of the game. I like to think. So I mean, when I'm watching the game, I always look to see what covers they're in, and then see what plays that me, Coach Grant, and Coach Henshaw would try to run against their defense. I mean, it's just something I do watching the game.
Anything else?
Thanks, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.